Okay, hi, I'm Patrick Watson on the Neutron team, and I am going to give a brief demo of what I decided to do for Hack Week. Um, Basically, just an overview. I decided to create a tool that basically a developer or staff usable tool that contains most of the items, websites, apps, and things that we use for consistent development to be able to do quick things like review PRs on the fly or check your calendar, and basically have a centralized location for all of the things that we use as employee of Evernote. So I decided to call it Fusion. I went with this icon that kind of is a merger of the Neutron icon with the Evernote elephant. And then it's just a brief little splash screen there. And then so this is the login screen. The Google sign-in does work, but I would have to do a little bit more logic to tie it into the one login. So I'm going to bypass that here. So let's go to just have this dummy account that I made. Okay, so on the home screen, I just repurposed the website just to give some content, but all of this is fully customizable and editable, and I'll go through some of the steps to show that in a minute. Um, so first, I just want to discuss the general layout, how I laid out the different features, and why I did that. So on this left drawer, I basically chose uh, items that are developer action tools, things where you would go in and make out. So the left side is going to be developer action tools. On the right side is all additional like reference material where you'd go to see graphs, to see the functionality of the app, basically see stats, pull requests, Jenkins. So they're also tools, but just a random division of how I divided those things. And then obviously on the bottom, we just have a random set of tabs that actually coordinate some of these items, coordinate with items over here, like the customize, for example. And I'll go through that in a minute. Okay, so first, let me just go through the items that I figured were essential. So we have our Google Mail. So a developer can see anything that someone's mailing them without having to go to a separate Gmail app. Jira. But I did have some challenges actually with some of the authentication on this. So in some instances, I'm actually showing a screenshot to kind of demonstrate the concept. Um, but I know that we can easily, get all this wired up once I have the authentication stuff resolved. I just didn't buy enough time, and I apologize. It's kind of late on, Thursday evening as I'm wrapping up. So hopefully, it won't be too boring for the remainder of this. All right, so then obviously you'd have Slack. You could go and check all of your Slack messages and stuff. And all of this is using, to some degree, web views for the most part for accessing some of these third-party locations. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go down the row of the different tools that I felt would be useful to be added. Um, so obviously we have Confluence. There's some authentication issue I had there, so you'd have to manually log in. You have the pull requests, Jenkins. You can view jobs, stop them, start them, and all the UI on these could be customized over time, but it's just displaying as if it was on a browser. Um, Datadog, so you can see the current status of load times, things like that. This is the acronyms page, just as a kind of a reference, and then Bitbucket. And again, it's not authenticated, but okay. So that's basically the items I decided to put in there. Down at the bottom, we have the calendar, always useful. As we can see, we've got tomorrow's the last day, and I guess everyone's doing their discussions. Okay, so that goes through all the items that I felt would be useful in the tool. Now I'm going to discuss the customize feature. So this is kind of what I use to some degree to kind of throw the app together. Basically, this allows for an admin, or in this case, I just call it an owner. It's basically an owner of this project. They can choose the layout and where they want all these items to go. So here we have these items. It should pair up and match up with the left drawer, and it does. If we wanted to swap around an item or two, let's see. Oops. Got a little bugginess there, but let's see if it swapped. Left drawer. Okay, yep, now Gmail's at the top, Gmail's at the top. And, you know, if we want to put it back, we can put it back. Although we're going to get, you know, just jumping from it saving. So basically what it's doing, this is updating the database live. So anyone that is using this app at the same time, they will immediately see these live updates on their device. So you can have an unlimited number of users using this variant of the app, and everything is live in real time. So when the owner changes something, it changes for all users simultaneously. Let's change the color. So we're gonna go a little darker green. If we don't like the secondary color, we can, you know, make it whatever we want. Let's make it I don't know what our official secondary color is for Evernote, but let's just test out, you know, something like that. And then if we want, we can also set a custom font. Let's see. Although, you know, I think it kind of looks goofy with that. I don't know what we were before. Let's go. Probably Roboto. Seems about right. Okay, so, and again, that changes in real time for all users. Also, you can go here and you can see the different permissions, or you can add new permissions. Those aren't really tied to anything at the moment, but I wanted to have the opportunity to add that so that you can restrict. Now, if we wanted to see what happens in the user account type, we have the same layouts, but there's different items. So if I was logged in as a user, I can say, okay, well, I don't want an average user to be able to do the customization. So maybe I want to remove this option from the drawer. Let's see. So if I want to delete this, okay, so we're deleting this route. Now I can't really show that being removed. No, we removed it for the owner too. Let me see here. It did. Well, it shouldn't have removed it for all account types. Oh, it prompted me. I forgot. It prompted me if I wanted to remove it for all account types. So let's see if we can add that back. It was called customize. Let's do this customize. It's not linked to a URL. There's actual functionality on it. So let me see if I can find what functional component that was. I think this is it. Okay, and then let's give it an icon. I think it was like 3 people. Let's see here. Let's just go custom settings. See organization. Alright, I think it was something like this. Okay, so okay. See what happens. Okay, and now we have our customize button back. But anyways, this is basically how the concept of how it works. And that is basically how we do the layout, the customization. Oh yeah, and this app content. This is basically what I'm displaying as the home screen. So this could be anything like google.com. Alright, let's save that. And let's see what happens now if we go to the home screen. Yep, and there we go. Now I have our new home screen. Okay, so next I wanted to demonstrate the instant editability. Okay, show icon, show the different screen types. Okay, so we kind of went over how to add items. Let's say there was a tool we wanted to add Let's say, I don't know, some kind of charts, and we want to do it by URL. So what we'll do is we'll check this box, and we'll say, I don't know, HTTP charts.com, and then let's give it an icon. Okay. Alright. Update successful. That's a good sign. Alright, and there. Now we have our charts. So, you know, if we went to the other page, you can now view charts, and you can do editing, and you know, you can manipulate everything just like any, you know, regular browser app. So you shouldn't lose much functionality. And you can even do additional layered customizations on top of the web views, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's see. What else did I want to discuss? The last item, I guess, is I feel like it's a fairly useful feature. Is if we just want to do like some prototyping or doing a mock-up, and we just want to like demo something to a client real quick, or relay a concept, we could just like a concept screen, and then let's do custom image screen. Okay, and what that'll do is it'll create a space holder. So we have our concept screen here, and then now if we go in and we hit edit, you have an option to upload a file from anywhere. You can just paste a URL to a bitmap. You can upload from the local gallery, from documents, or you can take a photo from the camera. Not that all of those things are all that useful, but just to have it as an option. And I haven't done my due diligence to make sure that this... Oh, that worked. Okay, that basically covers everything I wanted to cover. Thank you guys very much for your time, and this was a fun little project. Okay, everyone, have a good evening. Happy Hack Week. Thank you.